As someone who looks through various Freedom of Information Act requests for the research I do on this channel and my main channel, I've become very familiar with a website by the name of muckrock.com. Now, if you've ever browsed through the responsive document packages for FOIA, you'll know that much of it isn't very interesting. In fact, for every interesting document you'll find from a government agency, you'll find 20 or so other pages where you're often left questioning why they were classified in the first place. As one article stated, the former head of the Information Security Oversight Office, responsible for oversight of the U.S. classification system, has acknowledged that classification officials joke that you could easily classify the ham sandwich. And as Muckrock has pointed out on multiple occasions, the CIA has in fact classified, then later declassified information relating to ham sandwiches. And with this obsession over secrecy has come an entire subsection of stupidly classified documents, particularly when it comes to the CIA. But by far the most entertaining that I've come across in recent history is the CIA's cafeteria drama. Because apparently when people in the CIA aren't busy with, accidentally shipping a ton of booger sugar into the United States from Venezuela as a part of an effort to infiltrate and gather evidence on drug gangs, they're apparently writing passive-aggressive emails and bitching about their lunch. I had the Russian meal today, and I am disappointed. First of all, to try and be cute by substituting a backwards R, a yeah, for a R is tacky. I feel that someone tried to Americanize the food so it's palatable to Americans. Please realize that many of us have really traveled to these countries, and when you provide food like you did today, it causes me not to support this kind of cuisine in the future. I feel that, for example, beef stroganoff is more American than Russian. Who made the hummus today? Don't ever let them make it again. It didn't taste anything like hummus. This morning, Dunkin' Donuts substituted their awesome hash browns for these awful ones at BK without even notifying any of the customers. I believe the cost of the Dunkin' Donuts hash browns are more than those at Burger King.
Burger King, $1.39. Dunkin' Donuts, $1.23.
Yet every customer who ordered a hash brown from Dunkin' Donuts today were charged the Dunkin' price and served the Burger King hash browns. It was a huge disappointment upon opening the bag and seeing the hash browns substituted for these god-awful things from Burger King. It is a typical business practice in the food industry to make your customers aware of any substitutions. The customer should be told before ordering it. The price should also reflect a poor quality product. I am sure I will not be the only one complaining about the Dunkin' Donuts hash browns today. Not to be dramatic, but Dunkin' Donuts hash browns are the crowning glory of a Dunkin' Donuts breakfast. Can someone please look into this? I nor anyone else should have to pay for a lesser quality substitution, nor should they be surprised that this occurred in the first place once they opened the bag. Last week, and then again this week, I have talked to numerous cafe employees to inform them that the Pepsi coming out of the regular Pepsi spout is Diet Pepsi. They have the wrong Pepsi tank hooked up to the wrong Pepsi spout. Yet no one has fixed this problem. Why has this problem not been fixed? I find it rather amusing that at the CIA, even the soda gets to go undercover. Hi, I've sent comments about the jazz salads being misadvertised before, but yesterday takes the cake. The jazz salad was supposed to be a Sonoma grape and prosciutto salad. This was advertised on the online menu and on the sign above the salad. Sometimes they are different. This is one of my favorites. So I stand in line and I notice that there are no grapes. How can you possibly charge 50 cents per slice of bacon? That is ridiculous. It is a running joke in my office. Grapes are in the title of the salad. I asked about them and the server pointed to the cherry tomatoes, said they were red grapes. I said, no, those are tomatoes. I don't eat much bacon, mostly because buying bacon means using an additional container. The cost is not really an issue to me. But he suggests a complete overhaul to the entire bacon accounting system to get it down to 35 cents a strip. So should I just get grapes from the salad bar? She didn't really give me an opinion, but I did get grapes from the salad bar. And I did tell the cashier about it. She asked me to write a note. I hope you got the note. I put in a suggestion last month about changing how bacon is priced and have heard nothing back. I was wondering if it had been given any consideration and would like an update if possible. I do not condone putting salad bar items into a jazz salad. I have been known to get separate containers for the salad bar items to add to my jazz salad. but felt justified in this case. However, when an item is in the title of the jazz salad, please make an effort to include that item in the actual salad. Thank you. I returned a piece of chicken because there were feathers on the chicken. Okay, this one's reasonable. I told the person who provided the chicken that there were feathers on the chicken, and she said, "Doesn't all chicken have feathers on it?" I replied, "Only live chickens should have feathers." I am writing because I don't know if she was joking. Now, silliness aside, given the fact that the CIA is often seen as this rogue government agency that can seemingly do whatever it wants, it's rather bizarre to see members of that same agency apparently take days to fix something as simple as a Pepsi machine. It's like, goddamn, some of these people have a license to kill, but their hands are seemingly tied with red tape when it comes to something as simple as a decent lunch. While obviously in this video I picked a handful of examples that make them sound like children, throughout the 150 pages of complaints I went through, the vast majority of those complaints are legitimate, and some of which really make me question what the hell is going on within the CIA's cafeteria. Like, this agent seems to have gotten a mysterious brown something in his breakfast sandwich. There's mentions of cockroaches in the kitchen, dead flies ending up in a salad seems to be commonplace, and other descriptions of the CIA's cafeteria make it seem like a depressing hellhole. And looking through the other various declassified documents, the lunchroom drama seemingly does not end, because within another declassified document, it reveals a rather dark conspiracy. Someone appears to have gotten caught red-handed stealing chicken from the CIA's cafeteria. According to another internal memo that was declassified discussing the potential closure of the Rendezvous Room, one of the agency's cafeterias, which at the time had an operating deficit of $84.16 a day. When discussing potential solutions to this problem, they cite frequent thefts from the cafeteria. No attempt is made to hide the fact that there are abuses. On one occasion, Mr. Arnold, the cafeteria manager, observed one woman who, after consuming 12 pieces of chicken, attempted to conceal an additional 5 pieces in her handbag. Once she realized that she was being observed, she returned the chicken to her plate and departed hastily. This is not an isolated case, of course, and abuses of this nature contribute to the deficit. Abuses and deficit notwithstanding, feelings run strong that the Rendezvous Room is a valuable asset and should be retained. Now, apparently thefts in the cafeteria were still commonplace after this memo, and this seems to have come to a head in 2014. We are now required to open our food containers when checking out. The checkout lady informed me that it was the new policy to see that no one is stealing food. If you're so worried about the few people who are stealing food, then why don't you go back to the clear containers and not make the rest of us feel like we're being interrogated while paying for food? Now, considering this is the CIA, rather funny to hear one of them complain about being interrogated. Considering, the more you fall down the rabbit hole here, it starts to sound like a bad sitcom. For instance, in 1975, the CIA launched a 1-year internal investigation into whether or not employees had to pay for their own coffee. Now, after a lengthy search for answers in the CIA's, let me remind you, year-long investigation, they came to the conclusion that black budgets don't cover black coffee. And as Muckrock has pointed out 40 years later, CIA employees still seemingly chip into a Java fund. But perhaps the worst of all, another declassified document from the CIA reveals something even more bizarre. 3 or 4 people were seemingly fired after they got into a scuffle in the cafeteria. And this apparently took place in 1965, and it states, Bob Bannerman reported that there was a free-for-all fight in the cafeteria today, as a result of which 3 or 4 additional employees were dismissed, seeming to perhaps indicate that this is not the first time something like this has happened. Now, on that note, I hope you all sleep well tonight, knowing that the CIA seems to have fired more people for a food fight than MK Ultra. This is Barely Sociable. Have a good night.